Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack on with today's first story, which comes from a throwaway account titled I, 23 female, don't know how to improve the situation with my boyfriend, 21 male. Let me preface this by saying that in the end, I do love my boyfriend, who we will call Alex, very, very much. He's been by my side and my best friend throughout the years. Alex and I have been together for 4 years. During this time, I think it is safe to say that our lives have become very entwined. About a year into our relationship, I got a decent paying job and Alex and I got an apartment together. Alex struggles with anxiety issues that has set him back and he was not working at the time. He also had a painful medical issue with his feet. This became a huge problem as we had agreed he would get a job right away, and Alex joked that while I was working 12-hour shifts, he would be the housewife. This changed, however, when he deemed we should split all housework evenly and continued not to work or pursue the right healthcare to correct the issue with his feet. Every time I asked him about it, I was told to get off his ass, and I felt guilt for pushing him to do something he claimed he wasn't ready for. This took a turning point when I got a job offer that, although would be less pay at the start, would lead me to an amazing, well-paying career. It also had normal working hours, and the 12-hour day/nights were taking a huge toll on me. I took the job, but Alex still didn't try to pursue work. He would apply online occasionally, but he had no work experience or high school and refused to do a temp and declined certain jobs I told him about. And this meant we couldn't afford that apartment anymore. His parents wouldn't let him move back home, so he came with me and we lived in my parents' house for 8-ish months. That was a horrible experience. I'm very grateful to my parents for taking us in. My mum and I have a rocky relationship, however, and we butt heads a lot. Alex became more isolated at their house. I told him working would give him a chance to escape it. He still didn't work. He still didn't get his feet fixed. This obviously infuriated my parents and I felt very stuck in the middle the entire time we were there. My parents ended up setting up a job for him, but due to unfortunate circumstances with the company, he lost the job. All around the situation was very toxic, but I still took sympathy for Alex and believed he had potential to change. We ended up moving out into a new apartment in the same city as my job and Alex's family. At first, I was still begging him to work. He would get very upset with me as he felt I was hounding him and trying to push this onto him while not being sympathetic to his mental health issues. Eventually, he did go to a temp agency and start working, and things were much better for us. However, when he started to work, I would get really frustrated because he bought himself new outfits and games. Alex always wants new things and I always watch him buy stuff, which is stupid, I know, because he gets upset when I say no. He still does this and this has been going on our entire relationship. I spent $150 on a new keyboard and mouse for his PC at Christmas, and he still wanted something else of almost equal value. He got upset when I tried to say no because I got his hopes up. Anyway, so while this was going on, his money was supposed to be our spending money and my income was going used solely to pay our bills and debts. This was not supposed to be forever, but at least until our financial situation improved. That didn't happen. I am partly to blame and I have bad spending habits. I order food too much. However, I figured Alex spending his money was just a short treat yourself moment. He didn't buy me anything. Our finances didn't improve much. He quit the job the temp set up for him in October due to issues with his boss. He has not gone back to temp or even emailed them to let them know he is still looking for other work. I don't think he has sent in applications anywhere. I told him since day one that my income alone is not enough to cover the cost of the bills, rent, groceries, and debt payments. I feel almost intimidated to bring this up now as I'm scared he will think I'm hounding him or being unsympathetic again. I won't be able to pay February rent until the 21st. My phone is cut off for missed bills. I can't pay the hydro because I just paid the internet after it was shut off, and by using my next paycheck to pay the only rent surely means that other bills will have to be paid late, and it keeps getting worse. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm starting to think that I'll be better off if I only had myself to support. I also don't trust Alex to keep a job anymore. I'm reaching my breaking point as it is a never-ending cycle. Alex wakes up when I come home from work and goes to sleep when I wake up in the morning. He plays video games all night long. He won't go to the store to pick things up for us if I ask him to, so most errands are run by me at the end of my workday, and Alex thinks it's enough because he will accompany me rarely. Our apartment is a disgusting shithole that he doesn't clean. He still thinks it should be 50-50, which I agree with if he was working. We are both messy people, but he is home all day and all night while I'm not. Somehow though, it is as if the state of our place is my fault. He will cook occasionally if the kitchen is clean enough because I can't cook. So now this means I work, go to school, run the errands, and if Alex wants, then we clean on my weekend too, if I'm not working on Saturday. The pets are also my responsibility as well, so he never does the cat litter. I myself have become extremely depressed and have a hard time doing much of anything now but work. I'm supposed to go out with some co-workers tonight, but I'm sure Alex will be upset I won't be home, even though he'd just be playing video games the whole time. We never go out or do anything, and so Alex keeps saying he's bored, but I keep telling him we don't go out because we can't afford to do anything. The only reason I'm going out tonight is because it's a free event and I'm sick of sulking at home. My dad has work for Alex again, but I don't know when it will start, how he will get there as it's in another city, or if he will even take the job and keep it. Alex calls me lazy when I'm too damn stressed and depressed to do anything by the end of the day. Our sex life has dropped down to next to nothing. He is never affectionate with me, even if I ask for it, which I guess might be fine for some people, but it is really starting to hurt me. Honestly, I just don't know what to do anymore. I feel like I'm still with Alex because part of me is scared of being alone, even though I know Alex's behavior is pretty inexcusable. I'm not saying I have been a saint this entire relationship, but I don't believe I see Alex as a stable partner anymore, and I can't deal with the responsibility of having to take care of his every need when I can barely take care of myself. It's extremely draining. I do love Alex, and I still think he has potential, but I can't wait for him to reach it anymore. I want to believe in him because I love him, but the cons are outweighing the pros, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe my own mental health issues make me a bad partner, and that maybe I should just be alone to focus on them. I don't want to hurt Alex. I do love him so fucking much, and I want what's best for him. I always have. But I'm feeling a little used, even if it isn't what he means for. Even Alex's mum calls me his sugar mama, which is embarrassing and genuinely makes my stomach turn when I hear it. I don't know what to do anymore. Has anyone been in a similar situation to this? Sorry if it seems more like I'm venting. I don't really have anyone to talk to these days. And we do have an update to this post which we'll cover in a moment, and there's only a few comments as I don't think this post got very much traction. And I feel for anyone that's going through mental health issues. He just basically sounds like he isn't contributing much to your relationship. And I know that's incredibly difficult and very easy for me to say. You know, I'm not the one who's been in this 4-year relationship. You say, you know, your lives have become very entwined. You love this person. You express that all the way through. But you said yourself your own mental health is deteriorating because of the situation you're in. And the situation is being caused by your boyfriend, Alex, I'm afraid. And don't get me wrong. Alex is dealing with some stuff himself. He's got his own anxiety issues and he's had the medical issue with his feet, which probably really isn't helping the situation. And, you know, I never like to try and diagnose, but there's probably a touch of depression in there as well. And none of this, honestly, is to excuse the behavior. It doesn't excuse it. And it's said in time and time again when we do cover stories like this, that sometimes you need to look after your own mental health. And it might give the push Alex actually needs to help himself, because he's become so dependent on you now and is being totally disrespectful of you at the same time. But Valentine's and Dragon says, OP, you have to break up with Alex. You've tolerated so much that you've basically taught him it's okay to disrespect you. If he really loved you, then he would have gotten a job and kept it. Also, the fact that he didn't get you anything when he did have a job is very telling of exactly how he sees you and your worth. Garden Party Crasher says, you have got to get out of there. My eyes were about to fall out of my head by the time I got to the end of this post. None of this behavior is remotely acceptable. He is abusing you emotionally, mentally, and financially. He's a grown-ass man treating you like you're his mother. Leave him. Opie says thank you. I know it's not right, but I always thought it was temporary. 4 years later and here we are. I always thought I wasn't doing enough, but he's had everything handed to him and asked for more, so it can't be me. And one more from VA who says, this sucks, so I'm super sorry that you're carrying this burden and stuck in a rough situation here. No matter how much you love your boyfriend, he's taken advantage of the situation and you've become more of an enabler than a partner. I've struggled with depression and anxiety for a long time, but I've never lost my independence. I split every bill with my boyfriend and understand that it's not his duty to cover me. Even in my rough patches, I have to push through life for myself. If you don't leave now, this cycle will continue. It takes leaving him for him to understand what he needs to do. Not for you or other people, but for himself. The fact that he's not holding up his end of the bargain with bills, rent, etc. shows his lack of respect for you entirely. When he does get money, he should put it towards bills and not things for himself. Good luck and I hope the situation gets better. Opie replies saying thank you so much. It really is disrespectful as hell, but I tolerated it forever. And yeah, it's not fair watching him do whatever he wants and say it's his way of taking care of his mental health, while I do all the work and still struggle not to off myself most days. What about me, you know? So then Opie did update the post, which says my original post didn't get much traction, but here is an update anyway. I tried to talk to Alex. I mentioned that it had been 5 months. He'd put no effort into work. He needs to do something about it. He said yep to everything, not looking away from his screen. So I said to him that I'm trying to have a serious conversation. I wanted to know why this keeps happening, why he keeps putting me in this position, and I wanted to suggest moving in with our individual parents for a while. Maybe some distance between us would be a good thing and would give us a chance to sort out our finances. Things escalated really quickly. He said he felt like I had set up the argument because of these past few months. I didn't nag him or try to help him find a new job. Every time before when I would try to help him, he would tell me to get off his ass and that nagging him didn't work. But now he said it would have worked this time, and so it's my fault. He also doesn't forgive me for the things that happened when we dated for a few months in high school. To summarize it was my first relationship, and when things happened, I would ask my friends for advice. He felt like I had been going behind his back and tried to ruin his friendship/life. I thought we were past this as we were in high school. This was 2014. Alex says this is why he won't open up to me, among other things. I am still a monster for this. He is mad I didn't invite him out with my co-workers when I knew he would say no. Every time I have asked him to partake in things like that, he scoffs like it's ridiculous I would even ask. So I didn't. It's my fault he is emotionally unavailable and unaffectionate. He wants to do those things, but apparently even looking at my face angers him. He says I am too cold to receive any affection, but I'm cold because I don't know what to do anymore. I have given him places to live multiple times, taken care of his every need, buy him everything he wants, drive him where he wants to go, get rejected time and time again when I try to be affectionate. He tells me what I say is boring, usually when I try to tell him about my day, or cringy. He insults me more than he ever says anything nice and says it's just a joke when I get upset. I used to leave him notes saying everything I loved about him and messages, spontaneous gifts. I tried taking more interest in video games. I tried to be more relaxed than I already was. Over all the years, he's only gotten me a birthday present once. Nothing on Christmases or Valentine's Day, not even a card. So I guess I've given up. That makes me an arsehole because he says he would never give up on me. Well, he hasn't put in much effort as I have. He doesn't even do the basic things and acts like he moves mountains for me. He says he would give me the world. He can't even give me a card on my birthday. I have problems with food, and so he tries to make sure I eat. Well, calling me an idiot for not eating doesn't make me want to eat. He cuddled with me the other night, and now he will act like that was sufficient for the next few months. I have issues with my parents and he's been supportive through that, but I don't open up to him about the majority of my struggles anymore because then he says all I do is complain. He has been supportive to me, but not as much as he seems to think. Or maybe I'm just an arsehole and I'm not seeing the effort. Honestly, I don't know what to do. I know he's manipulating the hell out of me. His own parents have told me he is a narcissist. The cops came because it got so heated. My neighbors said they heard everything and that he is manipulating me so much and can be so mean they don't even want to be his friend anymore. In the moment, he always manages to make me cave, to make me feel weak and inferior. I question myself and start to think I'm evil, and he literally makes me question reality. I literally start to feel like I'm losing my mind and I don't know what to do. I want old Alex back, but old Alex isn't real. Old Alex made me feel special and beautiful and loved, like what I did mattered and that I could do anything with him. This Alex makes me feel worthless and less than, crazy and unreliable, a lazy piece of shit. I just want him to love me, the way that he always said he is capable of. I saw that in the beginning, but it died out so fast and I've been chasing it since. Am I crazy? Am I being a bad girlfriend to him? Everyone around me says it's him, but maybe I'm not presenting the facts right. I don't know what the hell to do anymore. I feel like such a piece of shit. Edit. Thank you to everyone commenting. This has been an eye-opening experience for me. I knew what was going on was wrong, but I haven't seen it for how bad it really is until the past couple of days. I feel like an idiot for sure. Clearly Alex and I are not clicking as partners at all, and he has taken advantage of me in a lot of ways. Us staying together is causing more issues individually, and in the end I still want Alex to hopefully grow up one day and reach his potential. But that isn't my responsibility, and he won't do that with me. It's going to be really hard, but thank you to everyone for the support. Even if I did not reply to your comment, I'm reading all of them. This is by far one of the biggest decisions I've ever had to make. And that was the end of that post, and that update, his behavior just, well, it didn't flip, but the way he's trying to turn everything around on you, saying you set up the argument and it's all your fault, bringing up something that happened back in high school, insulting you, then telling you it was a joke when you get upset. And every time OP presented a new thing negative about him, I was just like, why are you with this guy? What is he giving you in this relationship? And like I said in the first part, I know it's very easy for me to say, regardless of all the things that's happening, it's a very easy thing for me to say from outside the relationship when you're not living it. But I'm glad the comments, I'm glad people on Reddit made you see some sense into this and that, you deserve much, much better than this. And I really hope that OP did take that step and wasn't convinced to get back into that relationship, because that surely isn't a healthy dynamic for OP. And like we say in a lot of these stories, I think once OP does step out of the relationship and gets, their own individual place or back with their parents for a while, they're going to see that the fog has been lifted and they've got their sort of independence back again. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's check out a cheeky little one. And this little secret was on an Ask Reddit post which says, what's your most wholesome secret? To which Sleppy says, without revealing too much information, my previous job had a major perk. A lottery system in which the winners got to accompany a group to various locations in the world for a hybrid vacation/work trip. I won the lottery one year and was selected to go to Istanbul. I heard a co-worker talking to her spouse on the phone about how bummed she was she did not get it. She was selected as my backup, but did not know who she was backing up. She had hoped to visit a long-lost family member. She is a quiet, sweet, helpful person, very behind the scenes, rather underappreciated. I gave up my spot due to a prior commitment. She got to go instead. Had a great time looking at her pictures. And one more little cheeky one, because I saw this one as well from Made Milk, and it gave me a little smile. It says, I've had my cat for 18 years. I've had my husband for 3 years. He always wanted a cat and never had one. Their love is strong and true, but obviously the cat is slightly more attached to/familiar with me. My husband loves that cat so much and gets a little bit of a thrill out of the idea that the cat loves us equally, even though I had a 15-year head start. What my husband doesn't know is that I sometimes intentionally annoy the cat so that he will go snuggle with my husband instead, because it's so damn cute how giddy my husband gets about it. Now, what do you guys make of today's collection of stories? I hope you did enjoy them. Thank you so much for being here, spending your time with me and getting involved in the story, showing your love to one another, all the good stuff that you do. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And hopefully I will see you in the next one, of course. I hope so anyway. See ya. Much love.
Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today